What's going on, people? I'm back over here again by the Seventh-Day Adventist. To me, I just want to record a lot of documents and stuff like that. So just in case, well, yeah, I'm not gonna get into all that, you know what I'm saying? But uh, all these here were like Sabbath school classes here. You know what I'm saying? Well, we had that like the Sabbath school like in before the service. You know what I'm saying? Before we had like regular services and stuff like that. And I just take, I don't know, man. I just take a lot of pride in biblical. I just feel like it's part of the biblical history. And this they have the sidewalk. It was all grass around here. It was grass. It used to be a house right there. Years ago, it used to be a house right there. But now it's not there no more. Now this right here was the fellowship room where people came and where they fed people and stuff like that. And the kitchen was like, its kitchen is like right here. You literally, if you walk through that door, in and out that door there, that's literally fed people at right there. You know what I'm saying? And things, and that's where everybody came into the fellowship hall more than like that. And there, you know what I'm saying? After the church service, y'all know how the old traditional used to be, like back in the day, you know, they would do that. You know, this was before that. I found out that God didn't look. I was once into this. I was in my head that the Bible was for everybody. That was the only picture that was in my head. You see what I'm saying? That it was for everybody. You know what I mean? But didn't realize that I knew we were struggling and in a bad condition, but I didn't understand all of the reasons why. And I guess I asking questions and didn't understand how to ask the question. I didn't know how to ask a question about that part. You know what I mean? But I always was like open-minded. You see what I'm saying? I had an open mind, but for some reason, I just didn't think to ask why did I guess I probably didn't realize it, but I probably was wondering why we was at the bottom and the other nations was at the top, the white man, you know, and all them different people. You feel what I'm saying? I guess I did. I mean, didn't realize that I was actually asking the question. It was right there. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, man. Once again, let me get this sign one more time. I know that. Yeah. And yeah. So I didn't even realize how to ask the question. That fence, they put that around there like years ago, but when I was going to the church here, that fence wasn't there. Yeah. So right here, Emmanuel Seventh-Day Adventist Church. So we got that and everything, you know. So yeah, I was going, and you know, I was in that mindset. You know, I was going, you looking at a man that was in that mindset to where I was lost. I thought he was for everybody. This side, none of this sidewalk wasn't up here. Yeah, yeah, I was actually in that mindset. Yep, I was in that mindset, you know, to where I was taught ignorant, and I would walk. Oh, I forgot. I was walking. This is the street, the very street that I walked down, coming to this church every day. I was no more than 17 years old. I was a young child, a young teenager, basically a child, baby, you know. But I was faithfully. I joined. That was in '92, and I joined the movement, and I was very I was very devout. I was very dedicated. All that, all that good stuff, you know. Yeah, I was very dedicated. Yeah. Yeah, I was very dedicated into the faith and everything. And I walked down this little road right there. Now that house right there, the people that lived there, they went to the church. It was a house right there. It was called they tore it down years ago though. The family of that house that had that they call them Ricks. The Ricks families. Yep, the Ricks family. So, and I used to walk from here and come all the way down here and walk down there to that little church right there. It is right there. I used to walk down on this little sidewalk here. Yep. And I came all the way down this way here. Sometimes I would cut across here. Let's see here. We get music. Yeah. I might have to mute this mic. Hopefully I don't, because people, you know how people is with their music. But yeah. I walked all the way from on this street all the way back that way. Coming to that little church, you know. And then when it got to the place when we moved and stuff, I had to walk further. I was like, man, I got to walk a little further to the. I got a little piece to walk. Cause see, it was just right there. I was living right here in this house back here. I'm gonna show you. I know I showed y'all before. I know I did, but I'm just making extra videos, just showing I lived like right here in this. I'm gonna try to see if I can show the apartment. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I live right there in that apartment right there. Hi, how you doing? All right. I live right here. I used to live right there in that apartment right there. Right there in that apartment. Apartment E, where it says, see where it says apartment with the door that's not painted. I live right there in apartment E. Yep, in apartment E. And the man that owned these this used to be so they got look like they got something up there for rent now. They rented that must be some apartments they must have turned it into. It used to be a sweet shop, and that tree always have been there. Yep. They only I think his the son took him over. Troy, I think his name is Troy Dawson or something. But that man, he died years ago. I was like 16 years old when he died. So I'm 48. So that's been some over, I'm gonna say over 20 years ago. I know it had to be over 20 years ago. Yep, we lived in those. Sometimes like when people would be move out these apartments or they have one that people was moving out, the landlord would always he would call me and ask me that I wanted to like help him out clean the apartment up or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And he would like I was like, yeah. Because he knew that I was good at cleaning up apartments and stuff. Yeah. So, yeah. And okay, I'm trying to see is there anything that I'm leaving. I'm thinking to see just in case if I done left anything out if I haven't been. Yeah, but anyway, I walked from there to this road, all the way there where I was told you that, all the way down to the little church right there on the corner. I was literally right there by the church. So I enjoyed it, man. Yeah, yeah. They got this truck and they doing some business. Yeah, yeah. Hold on a minute. Let me turn this off. If they go off, I'm gonna have to like turn it off. I did 11 minutes. This is Coleman Street here. This is Mooney here. I just came off of Mooney, so this was a Mooney down this way. So that this street here is Coleman Street. Wait, matter of fact, West Coleman. That's it. So that's West Coleman. From what I see, that sign been up there for decades. Stop sign it always have been there. Okay, over here. This I'm gonna show y'all this house, man. I feel like this is history. I'm documenting right here. This house is still the same. It had a fence around it. The lady that lived there, um, she was married to a square, Mr. Emil Square. I was 17 years old. They children and I used to play in this yard right here. I was 17 years old, playing right here with they children. You know, we all and the people that lived there. That was years ago. It used to be like a little fence around the house too. Well, this one had a fence as well. So this was where the lady that lived that actually when I this is how I got involved in the Adventist Church. She lived right here in this house right here on Coleman Street. 1215. Yep. She lived right there, and I used to walk down the street before I met the lady. I used to walk right down here to this over here. This over here across the streets was a house there, and the rest of that was woods. All of that over there was woods. It was. They had a house over yonder, and they had a man, a brother, a man by the name of Mr. Oscar Young used to live way before these apartments ever got over here. Yes, it was way before them apartments ever got over there, and people used to live there. And I used to walk straight down the street every single day, like going to work. I was working at this place called Al's Drive-In. Yeah, yeah. And they used to see me, and I used to wave at the individual person that lived right there. They saw me, but they didn't know who I was. So I finally walked over there one day, and I just introduced myself, and I said my name was such and such. Hold on. Okay, I had to mute the mic because of that music. But anyway, yeah, all this here, it was houses over here, and it was woods on the side of the house. Most of this was woods, but they had houses right there. You know what I mean? And they had a house right here. All this here was woods, complete woods. This store been here a long time, but they never. It's been here for decades. Yep. But nobody never. They never tore it down. Nobody never. They never made nothing out of it. And I was like 16 and 17. I was very young, and that building is still there. Yep. That house that been there for decades too. These apartments have not always been here neither. All of this, these were houses right over here. And I would walk down the street all the time. And that's how I met that. That was in 92. And that's how I got into the Adventist Church. Yep. That's exactly how I got into it. Yep. Time that it's just amazing how the time can just go by so fast and they can make changes. You know what I'm saying? Time brings about a change, you know. Time brings about a great change, man. A big change, man. This here wasn't always over here. I think this was something else. Yeah. And up here where I'm going, this used to be a U.S. Auto Parts up here. I'm gonna get up here and then I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna cut the camera off. I'm gonna end the live. Yes, indeed, man. Yep, this used to be the U.S. Auto Parts. Now it used to be a house right there too, but they done changed all of that game. Gotten grown, and now everything is swiped clean. Yep, everything is swiped clean. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna walk all the way up here. I'm gonna walk all the way up here. Then I'm gonna turn around. It's gonna be time for me to take and plug this thing up and charge it up. Yes, indeed. So, on that note, I'm gonna get up out of here, y'all. You know what? I be purposely sometimes leaving my camera on just in case if I can interact with my people. I love that. I love recording memories and just recording good energy. You know what I'm saying? Doing that. You know, and that'll be my opportunity to try to witness to people. You know what I mean? If the opportunity is, my biggest issue is I don't want to be out there talking about. I want to be out there to feel what I'm saying. I don't want to walk up to people and be like, oh, well, you know, you from tribal, and then they just look at. So some people, when you tell them that, they be like, they look at you crying like stupid. When you try, like, what? Because the majority of the people, I mean, you get caught up. I can't get stuck on that. I'm not trying to do that, but you know what I mean. I want to be effective, and I want to know, like, when you're talking to people, you got to know what you're talking about. You know, I want to be able to, like, when I'm speaking to them, be simple with them, let them know what's going on. First, I want to be able to find a way where I can lay a foundation, tell them why I approach them, and tell them why I'm talking the way I'm talking, and then try to actually just make something real simple, because some people, you got to be like real, you got a couple of seconds with them. You know what I mean? You got to be like, hey, you from the tribe of Judah, keep the commandments. From the tribe of you from the tribe, okay, just repent and keep the commandments and come back to you, God. And I just tell them, I'm doing the best I can. I was where you was, and and I'm still struggling, striving, trying to be better at keeping the commandments. I'm not telling you nothing I'm not doing. Repent, come back to your God, and keep the commandments so we can get it, this and that. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing, my whole aim, you know, because I know some people, they ain't gonna want to sit there and hear you go through a home drunk, and I don't know why it's like that. And because naturally, people don't want to hear the truth. Naturally, they flesh tell them, forget this, you know what I mean? So I want to find a simple way where I can just break it down to them, make it simple. You know what I mean? Like, okay, like I said earlier, and be, you know what I mean? And just be more effective in knowing exactly what I'm talking about. See, when you're talking to some people, it's like you got to I guess you got to kind of understand the energy and how to deal with it. You know what I mean? You got to understand the energy, and you got to. It's like you got to know like what to say or put. It's like once the fire hit, you can tell them, you know, they can, because it's like I want them is to feel what I'm saying. I want them to like, yeah, man, I feel that. You know what I mean? Even if they don't accept it, they can feel the fire. You know, they can feel that you're speaking with boldness. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about. So that's the level where I want to get to. You know, that's what I'm trying to get to. Like I don't want to be like I said. It's probably well, it's no need for me to keep reiterating it or whatever. But y'all get the point. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get up out of here, man, and I'll be back at y'all a bit later, man. We'll talk. Peace. Okay, I'm trying to turn you.